And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with Kim McMaster, who is an acupuncturist and the owner of Empty Cup Acupuncture in Camp Verde. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Sure. Acupuncture, I've been a patient of it for years and years and years. It's near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love it. But a lot of folks may be new to it, maybe haven't tried it, maybe have some myths out there. There's usually a lot of myths floating around, but really tell us a little bit about acupuncture.
Well, acupuncture is part of traditional Chinese medicine. It's one of the modalities that we use when we study traditional Chinese medicine. And there are 14 pathways that run through the body, and we use needles in certain areas to help stimulate the body to heal, but also to release endorphins that help people have a nice relaxed sort of feeling. Many times people will fall asleep on the table, and also as a stress reliever, and oftentimes we treat pain as well.
Certainly, it's excellent for treating pain.
Absolutely.
It really is. And people think, well, needles, but it's not like that.
No, and we try very hard to use the least amount of needles, and there are other ways to do it too. We can also do acupressure too, and then also we make use of other modalities like cupping or gua sha, and sometimes if a person is open to using herbal remedies to work with a certain situation, they can make use of those as well.
Sure. There's a lot of different ways you guys can help people heal in the traditional Chinese way.
Absolutely.
I mean, they say that acupuncture is it's a huge leap, but between 2,000 and 4,000 years old.
Absolutely.
So it's been around for a long time. It works.
Yes.
And when you add things like cupping, now cupping is so interesting. You know, Gwyneth Paltrow made cupping famous.
Yes.
She had those pictures taken at the Oscars or whatever it was, with those big marks on her back. Explain cupping to us.
Cupping, we make use of either glass or plastic cups. Sometimes we might use a flame in order to create that suction that happens when the cup is placed onto the skin. We use cupping either stationary, where it just kind of stays there, or sometimes we would do sliding cupping. And essentially we're trying to create better blood flow in those areas that we're working on, and that's the purpose of cupping. And gua sha is kind of similar, where we use a little triangular, it can be jade or some other piece of like a bone that's nice and smooth. And we also work with muscle and fascia with the use of a gua sha tool. And it's very similar to cupping.
Wow.
So
yeah, getting the circulation going into certain
absolutely
areas is key as far when you have inflammation, when you have blockages. I mean, acupuncture also releases a lot of energy.
It does. It just gets things moving, because sometimes things will get blocked up. We live very high stress lives. We're very busy. We're always doing so many things. And sometimes we just need to slow down and take care of ourselves. And that's one way that people have found a real help and relief. Whether it's chronic pain, I work with veterans through the VA that come and see me for various chronic conditions. And some people come just for stress relief, or they want to boost their immune system and to make it through the cold and flu season without having to be on a bunch of antibiotics.
Yep, that's true. Last time I went in and said, my teacup is empty, help me. And he laughed. Yeah. And because, my immune system was just hit. And I said, oh my gosh, help me out here.
Yes.
So that was fabulous. And I've been for chronic things, and I've been for auto accidents. I've used it for lots of things where, other things would just mask it, cover it up, pain meds, things like that.
Yes.
And the stress relief is awesome. The high you get after acupuncture has always been one of my favorite things. You're just like, everything's wonderful for so many days. So, it works.
Yes.
It really does work.
And I've had so many patients who are so surprised with things that happen to them even after treatment that they weren't even expecting. I mean, their focus may have been this issue, but maybe they were also having digestive issues, and all of a sudden they're not really having those issues too. And so they're like, wow, that was really great. I don't even know how you did that, but that was really awesome.
Absolutely. The whole system, you move one thing around, everything's affected.
Yeah.
Now, how does one become an acupuncturist? What do you have to do as far as schooling and training?
Well, typically it's between 3,000 and 3,500 hours worth of training, and it's all master level training. And then, so it takes between 3 and 4 years. It depends on whether or not you you include herbs as part of your study, or if you just focus on the acupuncture. But traditional Chinese medicine, as well as pharmacology, Western pathophysiology, and lots of anatomy and physiology. So we have to really understand how some of Western medicine functions in order for us to be able to explain what we do if we work with a person's doctor, if they want to be understanding what's going on with their line of treatment. Once we finish school, we have national board exams that we have to take. And that way it protects the public and makes sure that the person that they are seeing is someone who has a level of knowledge and ensures their safety when they're receiving acupuncture. Not all states in the United States have licensure for acupuncturists. Most of them do, and some are in that process. But having that national board to help keep the public protected and make sure that who they're seeing is someone that's highly trained.
Sure, yeah, it's not something you can get out of a cereal box. Yeah. You gotta know where you're sticking those little tiny whisker-like needles that most of the time you don't even feel. They're just amazing. Now, one of the things that you guys offer there at Empty Cup Acupuncture is free consultations.
We do. We offer a 15-minute. You can either call in and talk about your case, or you can make an appointment to come in and see me, and we can sit down and talk about the things that you want to work on or what you feel is important for you to resolve. Some people will continue with treatment for a while. Sometimes people have an acute issue, whether it's a cold or a flu, and they just need to come in a couple of times and maybe take a herbal formula with them and get it knocked out pretty quick. So yeah.
Now the herbs have always fascinated me, the odd names and the creepy things in the jars. I just love that. The wall of herbs is just so much fun. What do you see? What are you using a lot of right now?
I use formulas, well, often right now is pretty much your colds and flus type stuff. Sometimes it's for people with stress, or we also have an herbal line that works on chronic and acute issues, whether it's arm and shoulder pain, whether it's low back pain, upper back pain, because we have herbs that actually, from our perspective, give direction to where you want to focus your treatment.
Really? Herbs for lower back pain?
Yes.
That's incredible, making the energy go to the lower back.
Yeah.
They know the Chinese had this figured out like 4,000 years ago. I think they know what they're doing. Now the website is super easy, emptycupacupuncture.com. Of course, you can go there. There's lots of information for you there. You can always give them a call for a free consultation, which is a really great service. You know, I have this. Will this help? What are you going to do to me? You know, that kind of thing. Having the knowledge before you go in is always super helpful in alleviating any anxiety they might have if they're a first timer.
Absolutely. And most of us acupuncturists will always try to work with our patients and make sure that we come, work with them and be very slow and gentle and, just so it's a very good experience, because we know that there are a lot of people out there that are afraid of needles.
Sure.
And so,
yeah, but you're lovely over there. So thank you guys very much for what you're doing. Thank you for being on the show. Kim McMaster, acupuncturist and owner of Empty Cup Acupuncture over there in Camp Verde. Don't go away, because we'll be right back.